Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello teacher, hello students. Welcome to today's lesson about the revision on logic. This is the first lesson in a new unit about mathematical proofs. Today we are going to study how to revise an open statement and understand the concept of quantifiers. We will also learn to determine the truth values of statements. I am eager to begin this new unit, and I hope you are as well. Let us begin, students. We have already learned some logical connectives and statements in grade 11. This unit will help us to revise what we have learned. We will integrate new concepts into what we already know. Students, we will begin with an activity. Please take a moment to answer the following review questions. First, define the term statement, which is also called a proposition. Second, list the propositional connectives. You will remember these as being the words we use to connect two or more statements in a grammatically valid way. Please go ahead, students.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Were you able to recall what you learned in the 11th grade? If you did, you remembered that a statement is a sentence which is either true or false, but not both at the same time. Well done. I hope you were also able to recall all of the propositional connectives. The list is as follows: negation, conjunction, disjunction, implication, and by implication. If you were able to list these terms, you are ready to learn the lessons in this unit. Some sentences involve variables and become statements when the variables are replaced by specific numbers or individuals. These are known as open statements. They are denoted by P of X, where X stands for the variable and P stands for the property that must be satisfied by the variable. For example, in the open statement, X is greater than 4, X is the variable, and greater than 4 is the property to be satisfied by X. Students, it is time for another activity. Here are 4 statements. Please try to identify which of these are open statements. When you have made your decision, show which parts of the statements are the variables and which parts are the properties to be satisfied. You may start right away.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. I am confident that you were able to identify the open statements and their different parts. The first statement is open. X is the variable and is an odd number is the property to be satisfied. The second statement is not open. It has an established truth value of t. The third statement is open. X is the variable and is a whole number is the property to be satisfied. The fourth statement is not open. It has an established truth value of f. All cats are not panthers. Were those your answers? Well done, students. Now that we have studied open statements and their variables and properties, we must learn about quantifiers. We use quantifiers to change an open statement into a statement without substituting individuals or numbers for variables. There are two types of quantifiers which are used to change an open statement into a statement without any substitution. The universal quantifier looks like this. It can be used to denote for all x, for every x, for each x, and for any x. The existential quantifier looks like this. It can mean there exists x for at least one x and for some x. This will become more clear when we use it in an example. Let us take the statement that x is an even number. This statement is represented by p of x. If we apply the universal quantifier to p of x, then what is the truth value of the statement? If we take the value of x to be 1, then the statement that x is an even number is false. If we apply the existential quantifier to p of x, the statement is true. We can take the value of x to be 2 or any other even number. We have time for one last activity, students. These are two open statements. The first states that p of x is a prime number. The second states that q of x is an odd number. See if you can determine the truth of these statements after they have had quantifiers applied to them. You may get started.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Did you determine the truth value of the statements? Let us find the answers together. The first statement is false. There are many values of x that do not satisfy the condition. The second statement is also false. If a number is prime, that does not mean that it is odd. The third statement is true. X can be, but is not necessarily a prime number that is not odd. If those were your answers, very well done. If you have any questions, be sure to ask teacher after the lesson. That is all for today, students. We have started a fascinating new unit on mathematical proofs and learned about open statements and quantifiers. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.